Hi everyone. Welcome to the third episode of the Unnamed Cricket Podcast. And today we can't contain our joy because we have Krish with us, who is joining us for the
Woohoo!
first time.
Thank
And
you
we
guys
have
for inviting me. I'm
we
honored.
have we have reached a stage where we can call special guests to our show. And now instead of two views, we are surely going to get three views. So Krish, how do you feel being with us?
I'm honored, bro. Seriously, I was a bit mad when you did not call me in the first two, but I think after today,
Your
uh,
life is going to change, right?
yes, I'm gonna be famous.
Okay, so today the hi Soham as well, by the way.
Hello, hello
Just to
everyone.
set the
Hello Aryan.
context,
Hello Chris.
and I'm
Hello.
sure you all can read the title as well. It's a very sad episode for me to talk about, but something which is important. And just to, if you all have not noticed already, I am somewhat of a Rohit Sharma fan. So, just to
Just
clear,
somewhat,
just
not
somewhat of a
very
Okay.
fan.
obvious.
Yeah. So this news didn't hurt me at all in a way that I was crying at 2 a.m. Nothing like that. So just for people who don't know, Rohit, who has been the Indian captain for almost since December 2021 for almost 4 years now, is now replaced in all formats effectively by Shubman Gill in tests and ODIs, and Surya is in the captain of the T20s. He retired from that format after the World Cup win last year. So we are going to give our thoughts on that and just discuss his tenure and his legacy and what he leaves behind and what's the way forward for him. So like I said, I'll put the stage out for you, but just to give some context to everyone, like I said, Rohit effectively took over in full time captaincy from Virat Kohli in December 2021. Uh, After a string of failures in ICC tournaments under the previous captains. And his first task at hand was World T20 2022, which we failed miserably. There was an old brand of cricket being played. We were demolished by England in the semi-finals by 10 wickets. So, and the way we played cricket was a timid way of cricket. Like we weren't aggressive enough. We were playing for milestones and all. So a lot of change had been brought upon, starting from 2023 World Cup, which sadly we lost in the finals after a spectacular run of 10 games. And then he led us to a victory in 2024 and 2025 without any defeat. So yeah, I just to give you all context as well. There's one Chennai fan. There's an imposter amongst us today. So he's a Chennai and a Raina slash Dhoni fan. So Krish, what are your thoughts on how Rohit's captaincy tenure was?
I mean, of course, he's been one of the most successful Indian captains, and the last 4 years have been nothing but excellent. When we talk about the last five tournaments, India hasn't won a single match apart from the final against Australia. So,
Has
but
not
Rohit has
lost
been, yeah.
a single match. Yeah, you said has not won a single match.
No, I said I has not lost, no? Chalo, my
Yeah,
bad. But yeah, apart from that match against Australia, so his record is also excellent. I think more than 70% win rate amongst captains is one of the highest that we've seen. And even for Mumbai Indians, I mean, five championships is just second to MS Dhoni, the great, great
The
Thala
wars begin.
for a reason. And I think he's followed the steps really well. Five trophies under his name. Too good, yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, no
So
doubt he has been one of the most successful captains.
yeah, yeah. So your thoughts?
Um, Again, I guess everyone can just echo the same emotion, starting off as the captain of Mumbai Indians and then having that successful run throughout the IPLs 2013, 15, 17, 19, and then just
Defeating CSK thrice in finals.
and once as the Pune franchise. And
Yeah.
after that, being selected to captain India, and as you rightly pointed out, the turning point being the 2022 World Cup, post that, I feel as a captain and as a team, India has not looked back once. It has always been trying to assert dominance on the field against your opponent, and that's something that is coming from the captain himself. And of course, the captaincy record speaks for itself. With a in the ODI is a 75% win percentage in ODIs, and again, apart from that, his batting has also thrived very much after becoming a captain. So, if you look at his stats before captaincy versus after captaincy, there is a massive boost in his average in his batting strike rate. So that again speaks volumes about someone who has enjoyed leadership and who has done extremely well both as a player and as a captain.
So, like you said, he has effectively brought a mindset shift amongst current generation as well. The way you are saying, seeing the current T20 team play, I think a lot of the credit goes to Rohit because he set out with that template and to effectively say, "Okay, I'm gonna lead the way forward for everyone else to follow them." And it was not easy at all. If you see Virat Kohli as well, that game is not suited that approach in T20s at least for him. But he followed through. The seniors should be credited in the team for the current team to play the way they are. It all obviously requires a lot of backing from the coach as well, the selectors and everyone, the whole management. So I think it was a beautiful tenure, surely. But I think it begs to the second question that despite enjoying success in both Mumbai as well as India, I'm not getting into his captaincy tenure at Mumbai because the records speak for him themselves. But despite being so successful, he got sacked at both the places effectively. In 2020, in 2024, he was replaced by Hardik Pandya in Mumbai Indians as the captain, and Hardik was brought in from Gujarat to replace him. And now he's being replaced by Shubman Gill in ODIs. So, firstly, what do you think? Whether was this the correct time to transition to someone like Shubman Gill, and what is he the right candidate? Firstly, Shubman Gill. So, Krish, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, so talking about the right time to transition, I would say yes to that. But Shubman Gill, I'm not a very big fan. If we go about his captaincy, there have been more. There have been cricketers who deserved this captaincy role more than him. And
Who
given
who in
I'm
the
a fan
team?
of, sorry,
Who do you think if you're saying that this was
Shreyas
the right
Iyer, who
time to
hasn't been selected
transition?
in the ODI team, could be a good successor, right? We've seen him win the IPL last year, and he has the traits to become a successful full-time India captain. He can play the T20s really well. He can be a integral. We've seen him become an integral part of the ODI team. So I think he would be a good option. Apart from him, KL Rahul is someone who has been leading teams for a while now, but he still has more experience than Shubman Gill, is what I'm trying to say. Shubman Gill is too young to be the captain, and I think India is all since Virat Kohli. I think India is just focused on bringing people who become the next face of
Poster
Indian
boy.
cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, the captain of Indian cricket team.
Basically
So
they want a poster boy who can be across the next 10 years. But I
right,
don't see why that's necessary. Why you want an all format captain in this day and age where most successful teams have had different captains.
right,
if when Rohit retired from test cricket, you wanted a successor, and with Kohli retiring as well, I didn't think Shubman was the right candidate there either. But I see the logic there somewhat because he's growing, he's budding. But I, for the lack of options, I feel yes, he is the best suited to play that role of a captain. But in ODIs, I feel, do you think the trigger was pulled a little too early? The World Cup is 2 years away. And yeah, obviously we play only 20 ODIs, less than 20 ODIs as things stand as of now before the World Cup. So in the hindsight, you can also say that the new captain needs enough number of games under him to prepare for the next World Cup, right? But Rohit in his last game won India the Champions Trophy, and it's barely what 6 months to that, 6 to 7 months. So, Soham, do you think this was like the right time to transition, or could we have waited because after these three ODIs, we play three ODIs in New Zealand against New Zealand in Jan at home. After which there's a 6 month break before we play ODIs the next time. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
I feel maybe the timing would have been better if there were a few more games that were coming up. If you had, let's say, 20, 25 more ODIs for Shubman Gill to really set himself in those shoes to test out his strategies, his gameplay. But I feel as things stand, as the schedule stands for India in ODIs, maybe this fall was a bit too early. And considering that Rohit is no longer going to play any T20, he's not going to be a part of any tests. Max is going to play is going to be IPL and any domestic cricket in between, if any, and the ODIs that are scheduled. So I feel it was quite manageable to have a captain who is sole focus is on ODIs right now. I feel maybe a decision taken too early, and also, of course, considering the fact that he just led us to a title in extremely recent past, maybe bit too early. Would
But
have
in
liked to
Okay, I
see
hindsight,
him
think
stay on.
like Ajit Agarkar said, to have three different captains in three different formats can be a little challenging for the coach as well. So I'm just playing the devil's advocate here as much as I hate to do this. But
Hmm.
what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like Rohit Sharma has been working with Gautam Gambhir for the past some of his tenure. It's not like you're talking about someone completely new. If you're bringing someone completely new into the equation, there has already been a standing relation between the two as a captain and a coach. They have won you the Champions Trophy, and they have been part of other series also in the past. So it's not like you are bringing someone completely new into the equation. That it's like, oh, I can't manage this person. It's something completely new for me. You already had that coach and captain combo for some time now. To say that all of a sudden it's not working, it's too difficult to manage three different captains. I'm not sure how strong that argument is.
Do you guys buy into the argument of Gambhir being an egomaniac, that he can't have egos bigger than him in the team and he wants to be the main center of attraction, so to say, which is why he's getting rid of all the oldies and making Harshit Rana the next shooter,
All format
next
great.
shooter, all format great.
I think some famous ex-cricketer wrote on Twitter that if Harshit Rana and Nitish Shetty would be an integral part of the next World Cup that India is playing, then they can see India lose very badly. Like these two players, I think there was some hatred that he had with both these players. But please help me understand this one point. Let's say you guys think that Rohit Sharma, it was a bit early for him to, to sack him as captain. The point of anybody being a captain is to prepare him for the World Cup. And by the time we reach 2027, he'll be 40 years of age. And if you are ready to make Shubman Gill the captain for the next World Cup, how does it matter if he remains the captain for the next 6 months? Rohit remains the captain for the next 6 months, just for a couple of tournaments. Like I don't get it.
So my point was that he stays on the captain even for the 27 World Cup, not for some future time. So I feel that he could have gone on until the 27 World Cup, led the team in the 27 World Cup. That is what I feel.
Like, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Both the players, Rohit and Kohli, are at the back end of their careers. Now it depends on how the management sees this. Like, do they see them as an? Honestly, it's too far to think about 2027 at this point. We're still 1.5, almost 2 years away. The World Cup is in October and November of 2027, which basically means Rohit will be 40 in April. So he's running at 41
41,
at,
yeah.
at that age, and for him to say at this point that he's gonna captain at that point is a little too much for me to accept, even as his biggest fan. So honestly, when I heard this news, when I heard that he's retiring from test matches, I cried a lot that day. I was insufferable. But honestly, it didn't affect me that much this time because I saw this coming somewhat. I knew maybe because they're not going to see him as a captain in 2027. 2023 was his last shot in the ODI
Yeah,
format at least, and I'm glad he could win two more trophies. But it's a little too far fetched to think that at 40 plus he's going to be the captain. Where I mean, you could raise questions on his fitness up until like last month. When he returned from England and how you saw him at the airport, like he had a huge ass belly. You know, and look at him. I saw him 2 days back at that C.A.T Awards, and he looks like a different guy. Did you see that photo of him?
I haven't.
Yeah, I have. Yes.
If it's
I mean,
possible, we'll
at the
try to
f-
attach it in this video, the
yeah.
comparison. But he has lost like 10 to 12 kilos easily. And I honestly used to always think that भाई उसको पढ़ाई भी नहीं है. उसको पूछने तो वो पतला क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. वो उसका लाइफ है गेम खेलने का, क्रिकेट खेलने का, to be fit, to be in the gym. And I used to think, why is he not getting leaner? Like, there's an obvious shift in his fitness, right? He had become very fat, and it's funny that we say that, but as sports person, like I feel it's the bare minimum, right, to stay fit, and this is your game. But I think he has worked tremendously on his fitness, or he has taken Ozempic, or God knows what it is. But he certainly looks very fit. So, but it's not just fitness, right? At the age of 40, your reflexes, the way your hand-eye coordination, all of that matters as well. So I feel it was the right call to make the next captain get enough number of games under his belt, because you don't know how Rohit is going to be 2 years down the line. And both of them looked uh, pretty washed in test matches in the BGT, at least the last time we saw them. But ODIs, I think it comes naturally to them. It's their format, and they didn't show any signs of slowing down. I mean, Kohli was the highest run getter for India in Champions Trophy 2025. Rohit won the Player of the Match. So I think this is the format that's most suited for them. But how they approach the next 2 years is it's something to see, because if they're only going to play IPL and ODIs, that leaves them with very little cricket. And as the directorate given by BCCI that you have to play domestic matches, what do you think? Would they play a Vijay Hazare, with substandard bowling, uh, or are they too big for that?
I feel that is something that they will have to do. It's not something that won't be an option.
Because if
Yeah, if
the
there is a gap of
selectors,
let's say 6 months between two ODI tournaments, then I think they'll be out of play completely. So they'll have to manage and get some games here and
Uh,
there.
any game time is better than no game time.
yeah,
And not to say that the Indian domestic cricket scene is extremely poor. We do
yeah,
have
for
some
sure.
good players there as well. Even them, yeah, I guess even Rohit, Kohli, they played a couple of games in the past few months, and then you could see
Ranji,
them not scoring that well in those matches as well. They had a
which is
bit
why
of a
they
hard time,
retired.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy.
No, like I said, I read a few reports recently that they were asked to play the India A games against Australia that's being held in Kanpur, and they declined. They declined to play those games, and that makes me think that are they willing to put in the hard grind? In the next 2 years, they'll have to play these games. They don't have an option, and if they
If
don't, they'll
as
be
yeah,
sad.
if
And
as
now,
they said after the Champions Trophy with some pleasant words that dash dash इन लोग की जिनको लगता है हम लोग रिटायर होने वाले हैं, if they want to stay true to that, then they'll have to play these games. I mean, you can't just play IPLs and then expect that you are prepared for ODIs as well. There will have to be some sort of India involvement or Vijay Hazare Trophy played.
yeah, I have a question to both of you. Now that Rohit's captaincy is gone, do you think that's going to change his approach in ODIs? Like, earlier he didn't have a prize on his wicket. He could play, carelessly, get 40s and get out because he was the captain of the team and he wouldn't get dropped. But now that he's playing as a pure batter, would that add more pressure or responsibilities on him to play a little more sensibly? To play through the innings, or do you think that won't change his template of batting?
I don't think that is going to change. We just have 2 years for the World Cup and the limited number of games that we already have. And given that he's been in good touch in all of these tournaments, the aggressive brand of cricket that he's been playing should continue, and I'm sure it will continue because he has nothing to lose. To be honest, I'm sure that we all agree they will play the World Cup, despite a couple of poor performances, or let's say out of 20 matches he fails to score uh, less than 10 runs in 10 matches. Even then they'll be playing the World Cup for sure. So I don't think it'll
How are
affect
you
the
sure?
country.
Why they were kicked out of the test team? I used to think this way for the tests as well, but they were shown the door by the selectors.
Test, see, we all know that Rohit Sharma is yet to win the World Cup, and he will get his fairy tale ending in November 2027, is what all Indian fans hope for. So I think it will be a very big move by the BCCI to remove him and get another opener. Uh, and Virat Kohli for sure will be playing. So I think
Mm.
the main question being that will it affect his performance and the kind of cricket that he's been playing? I don't think so. He will be aggressive, is what I feel.
I also feel the same way. I don't think that there is going to be any change in the way that he approaches batting, and I don't think that it is required. And I think it is what is required from him as well. You would not want to change the way that you are playing. If he suddenly goes into a bit of a shell like how he used to play earlier in ODIs, I remember he would come in, he would play out the first 10 odd overs, 20 odd overs. That's how he got those 200s. At the time, he would just basically cement himself onto that pitch, and then he would. I don't think that is, even considering his fitness, I don't think that he would want to playing out the entire 50 overs would be a goal. That however many overs that he is going to bat, he would want to make an impact that is much bigger, a bigger start, a great start to others and the others batters to follow.
What Rohit being in the team also means someone as talented as Yashasvi Jaiswal is. I think he made his debut in ODIs against England
Yeah.
this year, but I don't think he'll find a place for the next 2 years. And it's sad to see that a talented player like him has to sit out. So has to Tilak Verma as well. I don't think he finds a place now in the ODI setup. Despite being the best performers across for India in the last 2 years across formats, you would say. But it's sad that Yashashvi can't get a break in the team.
Again, now I feel it depends on what since Rohit and Kohli are no longer involved in any leadership groups. So come 2027, if the form has gone horribly wrong, then maybe they could see
I agree.
themselves in the squad. That is
I
maybe
don't
what
see
they are
them as a
ensuring themselves.
Yeah, I don't see them as a certainty that they are going to be there in 2027. As much as I would love that to happen. I mean, Rohit started his career in 2007 in South Africa, winning the World T20. So to end winning a World Cup in South Africa is going to be a huge
After
feat
20
for sure.
years.
After 20 years,
Yeah.
but something scares me that this format is looking very similar to what happened in 2003. We lost against Australia in the World Cup. And then we thought, okay, 2007, all these legends are going to get their farewells. And then we crashed out in the group stage. So I just hope, I just hope it's
Uh,
not that. But just to ask you both one question, do you all think Rohit has the ability to get another double century in ODIs? Just a fun question. With the way he plays right now, and the way his game style is, do you think he can get a double hundred?
I don't think we're expecting another double hundred.
Now,
I
I mean, I think
feel
even after he scores a century, he'll be throwing away his wicket. He'll go full all guns blazing, and I don't see him getting another 200. But yeah, I think a couple of fast centuries, breaking the Indian record for the fastest century, which is by I think Virat Kohli and Smriti Mandana broke it recently.
acha, ODI, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, 50 balls, yeah,
uh,
50
uh,
20.
so I think that is something that we can expect with the aggressive brand of cricket that he's playing. But to keep batting for the for a length of let's say 35 to 40 overs is not something that I feel he'll be able to.
able to do.
It completely depends on the kind of day he's having. It's if it's something like the innings that he had against Australia in the T20 World Cup, if it's his day like that, then maybe he can go ahead. But I can't say for sure that he is going to, of course. Centuries, yeah, maybe but I'm not too sure about a double century. But of course, everyone would be hoping that he's able to do it, even against smaller teams, maybe.
Yeah, just to add on that, because we couldn't have this podcast when they both retired from tests. So I'll ask you that question right now. Do you think they both jumped the gun a little too early? I mean, yeah, they were told by the selectors that you're dropped for this series, considering your form. Could they have, fought their way back into the team like others have tried? Ajinkya Rahane was dropped, came back. So did Pujara, so did Ganguly, so did a lot of other legends of the game. If you're dropped, does that mean that you need to retire? I didn't agree with their decision of retiring. I mean, they both clearly had the drive, is why they played the Ranji games as well after the BGT. And they both failed miserably again in the Ranji games. But they still could have tried. I mean, you never know. Effectively, by retiring in tests, you've just kept yourself available for one format, which is the least played. If you had that test cricket going on, you would still have some games, that you could take part in, be match fit and all. But I think it was a very hasty decision, taken upon in the ego. And for Rohit to retire, you could still. I don't. Firstly, people have started thinking that he was a mug in test matches, and he didn't know how to play with the way उसको बैट पकड़ने को नहीं आता था वैसे लोग गाली दे रहे थे उसको यार. Just look at the stats in the last 5 years. He has been India's best batsman in tests along with Rishabh Pant. And Kohli sadly has had a steep graph in the last 5 years. He's had a very horrible patch in test matches. But for Kohli to retire, I think it was too shocking for me because he
That was
he
very
kept
fast.
he kept saying that he wants to get that 10K mark, and he thinks that it's the best format. He was a pioneer, so to say, of test matches in India, and for him to retire at the age of 36, if I'm not wrong, I think it is too short. Or either he's frauding his age, which is very common in cricket. Because I've read somewhere that he's as old as Rohit. On paper he's 36, but I don't know. It's unverified. So, but for him to retire with that sort of fitness, it was too shocking for me, man.
Again, I think it comes down to the fact that we have a lot of youngsters who are up for grabs, and there are a lot of people who are ready to take their place. And
Karun Nair got a look in. Sai Sudarshan did, and now Karun Nair is dropped again. No,
Karun Nair hasn't been so lucky. I mean, he was given a lot of chances, but he couldn't perform, right? I think he played around 10
Yeah.
innings or the entire series that he played. He wasn't able to
yeah,
convert anything. So I think there was this tweet that uh, it got very famous that, "Dear cricket, please give me another chance." And after giving him 10 chances, he couldn't perform in even one. So I think that justifies why he was dropped.
justifies.
It does. I mean, he was brought out of the blue, and he has been performing really good in list A cricket, that is for sure. But
But I think he was
cricket is
brought on because of the IPL game that he had against Mumbai. I mean,
Mumbai.
I
Yeah,
can
that was
I can
excellent.
bet I can bet you with all my life that he wouldn't have been considered had he not performed against Mumbai Indians. Yeah, and it's so sad to think that your IPL merit is not Ranji Trophy or any domestic games. Sorry, your Test merit is not
Test cricket.
the domestic games. It's an IPL match, which is
Yeah.
very sad. Like Sai
Sarfaraz
Sudarshan has
Khan
got in
sits out yet again.
exactly.
I think it also depends on who the captain was at the time.
Who was the captain?
Shubman Gill being the captain, he was the one who got Shai Sudarshan in, right? So that happens with a lot
Yeah,
of
Gujarat
with a lot of
connection.
teams. If you're following the India A versus Australia A match, I see that another captain has brought in a favorite into the India A team, and
I'm a little unaware. Who's the captain in India?
yes,
Shreyas, na? Yeah. Who did he
our
get
boy,
in?
our boy from Gundesha.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's a
He,
part of the India A team, so that was a bit unexpected.
yeah. So clearly, captains have their favorites, but then
Right.
I don't think the captain selects the team, right? The selectors have the say in this, or they don't,
Mm.
or does the captain have the say?
Three different
I mean,
formats with three different captains for some time, and yet Harshit Rana finds a way in all of the squads. Who is the who is whose favorite is Harshit Rana?
Harshit Rana
Who
has
has,
some nudes
who
of
does?
Gautam Gambhir.
I genuinely don't know about Harshit
and he's not
Rana.
even a he's not even an all rounder, if I'm not wrong.
No, I mean they keep saying that he can bat a bit, but we have not seen him do anything with the bat and very little with the ball as well, to be honest. But yeah,
I mean, I honestly feel a little sad for him that because of his connection with Gambhir, he is getting hate from everyone. But I think he's a good bowler. I mean, even Siraj at the start was made fun of. He used to leak a lot of runs, but India has very few bowlers who are with that express pace, and I think with his batting abilities, if maybe Gambhir sees that in him, I'm just trying to see
I
what Gambhir
mean
is thinking.
Siraj did play many domestic matches before he got into the Indian team. He was always performing well in Ranji Trophy, but he was going for loads of runs in the IPL. But he always had that Ranji Trophy experience with him. With Harshit Rana, I am not sure, and I don't know if he is that express pace as well. To be fair, to say that
I
he
think
is
he's
into
only
the team for
145.
his pace, you can go up to that. But you also had a few express pace bowlers that you tried in the past who are just gone now. You had Umran Malik for a while. You had Mayank Yadav who just went and came in and went out.
He's permanently in the NCA.
Those were proper express pace bowlers, I would say, more so than Harshit Rana. But
Harshit Rana
now they
has
are
been
nowhere to
expensive,
be
I think.
found.
In Harshit Rana has been expensive, but he does have a knack of picking wickets. Because I haven't seen him play matches where he hasn't had a couple or let's say three wickets. He is expensive, no doubt. Even in Test, I think his economy was more than four or five in a few
Yeah,
matches that I've seen.
yeah.
But still, he had like three wickets, and the other bowlers, apart from Siraj, were struggling to get. So I think that is something that Gambhir is seeing. That let's say we give him 10 overs of bowling, and he gets bashed for let's say 50 runs, but he gets us a couple of wickets. It's fine in Tests.
I think the way Gambhir sees this team is he wants to overload this team with all rounders, basically. That's why, he's getting in more and more all rounders in this team. Nitish Reddy has found a spot in the ODI team. Other Shivam Dubey is now mainstay in the T20s. He wasn't that way earlier. That offers him security in batting as well as bowling. So you never know if
Mhm.
this works out, or we'll be watching this podcast 3 years down the line and we'll be laughing that we were making fun of Harshit Rana. So we don't know, man.
Who knows? He'll be the
Yeah,
prime bowler during the 2027 World Cup.
Exactly.
yeah, I saw this
Oh
meme with
God.
2027 World Cup squad, and there were 10 blanks and just one name filled in. Harshit Rana is the
Harshit Rana.
captain of the team. Who
That's
knows?
your worst nightmare.
Uh,
Hey, how much time do we have left? We have 5 more minutes. Okay. So just your thoughts on before we end this, like uh 10 days before the next series starts, Rohit Kohli are back. How excited are you both? Have you watched cricket in the last whatever months that we had, or were you all
mm,
not watching as much as me? Like I was not watching.
mm,
What?
Everyone
Right.
has, I mean, even you have watched the Asia Cup as well, we are aware. So,
That too,
everyone
I saw
following the Asia
purely
Cup.
for entertainment.
I mean, you are watching cricket for entertainment, right? And
Fair,
apart
fair.
from that, yeah, even we followed the West Indies test for a while, but then eventually it got into the same 12-year-old template of Indian
I
batsmen
wonder
struggling with
where was
bowling
this when New Zealand. I wonder where this was when New Zealand were touring us last year and we
uh,
got bashed
That was a
3-0.
horrible test series.
That was a horrible time, man. I
flashbacks,
stopped
war
watching cricket.
flashbacks.
I swear. PTSD.
I had forgotten about that series, but thank you.
No, Soch now that happened, and then BGT I would wake up at 5 o'clock to watch Rohit being clueless, both in batting and fielding. I
I mean,
used
you
to
are this close to losing. the series there as well. It was a wonderful match. I think the last day I was in office at 3 p.m. and everybody had their Disney Plus Hotstar, or I think it was on Sony Live. Everybody had their screens on. Everybody was cheering. I think Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna were the ones who uh,
Which game are you talking
the last
about?
the last match.
I guess he's talking about the England series.
Oh, no, no, no. We are talking about the Australia series.
Okay,
That where Rohit was the captain and we lost
uh,
3-1.
damn,
Yeah, England series was fantastic, man.
that was
Beautiful.
amazing. Yeah.
That was a
And
good
coming back to
match.
Rohit Sharma and King Kohli, we'll get to see them in the next 10 days. I'm very excited to see Rohit bash a couple of centuries and Kohli
ये
play.
jinx
Let's
कर
see
रहा है
what
Bro,
साला.
touch wood, guys, touch wood.
Touch wood, touch wood.
touch wood.
So
But I'm
just
sure
to,
I think he won't be pressured by this. Yeah, 2 years to go for the World Cup. He'll play the aggressive brand of cricket he's been playing, and
yeah.
we'll see him match up to the level of Abhishek Sharma, the kind of aggression we've
अच्छा.
seen during Asia.
Yeah,
Okay, guys. So
similarly.
I
Extremely
think,
excited for the series.
yeah. So just to end on that note, I think we'd like to say Rohit is the best captain in the IPL. Most successful captain in the IPL, and one of the best
Sorry,
captains
Gill.
for India in ODIs. I mean, one of
That
the
I can
best,
agree.
let's say. Yeah. And thank you for this legacy that you're leaving behind. I don't think this is ever going to reach to you, but I love you, man. And can't wait to see you in 10 days. So, yeah. Thank you guys for this. I hope you
Thank
like
you,
listening to the
everyone.
three of us.
Thank you,
And Krish
Soham, Krish, and Aryan for
and
watching till the
Aryan.
end of this video.
And if you've seen till here, comment what? Comment
Like, share,
something.
subscribe,
Arey, no, no,
and
no.
please help us reach Rohit Sharma so that
Eh?
we can get an exclusive podcast with him as well the next time. I think the 100th unnamed
Eh,
cricket podcast should be with your
Rohit.
favorite. Yeah.
If you've reached till here, please comment true one in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. So thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you so much,
everyone.
guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.